Welcome guys to the final lecture for VPC. In the final lecture of VPC, we will going to implement this particular commands in all the VPC things in our terminal or command prompt. The commands that I will going to tell you is all will work in both Windows and Mac operating system, so you don't need to worry about this particular thing. So in the last lecture we studied about what is subnet, what is virtual private cloud, then what are CIDR rules. Then we studied about the what are the security groups that have been security rules that have been associated. Then we studied about NAT. Then we studied about the routing table, VPC peering, and in last we concluded this lecture with the elastic IPs. So now we will going to see how you can able to play with VPC in your operating system. So I will be going to use the MacBook operating system, and I will be using this particular PDF as this PDF is very good PDF. So before starting this, one very important revision I want to make sure I will do it to you. We'll go to IAM. Okay, once we go to IAM, we will go to the we will go to the users, and we will create one particular user. Okay, let's say here I will create one user. Here I will write as new underscore user. Okay, so once I create the new underscore user, I will go to my next option. Here I will just add it in this particular group. Do if you want to do whatever you want, you can play with this. That is not a problem. We'll just create the user. Okay, and we'll go to the user group, and we will create one new underscore group. And here I will add this particular user in it, and we will give all the administrative access, all full access we will going to give. And here we will also give the access for VPC. Like full access means you will get the all access of VPC as well, and at the same time we will also give some accesses like uh, EC2 access, full EC2 access we will give. So EC2, full access to EC2. And these three things are very important for this particular lecture. So we'll just create the user group. So these particular users will get all of these permissions now. So now we have to go to the users. We have to go to the security credentials. In down you will get the access keys. So we'll create the access key. We want it for command line. We will just use, I understand about this, just click on next, and there is no need to create the tag. Okay, so now what I always say, we should always download the CSV file. We should never click on the show option here. So okay, we will just download this particular CSV file, or you can directly copy it from here also, that is not problem. So I copied it from here itself. Okay, so now what I will do, I will go to my I will go to the folder where I use the AWS part. So I will go to my terminal. I will write pwd. Here I will write cd. Then we will write pwd, and we will write cd desktop, and we will write cd aws. So now here we want to save this particular file. So we'll go to download, and we will be using this access keys. We'll copy here, and we'll go to this folder. We'll paste here. Okay. Now what you have to do, we are going to use this particular thing. So now first what you have to do, you have to type AWS to check whether AWS is there. This error came means yes, AWS is successfully installed in my system. So now what you have to do, here you have to write AWS configure. Okay, when I click on the configure here, it will be asking you are this IDs. So what you have to do, you have to go to that particular folder. You have to open this file. Once this file is you can directly open it from Google Chrome also, or you can open it from Excel itself. See, you got this access ID, so we'll copy it. We'll paste it in terminal, and we will copy this ID, that is secret key. We'll copy, and we will paste it here. So once you do it here, I will write it as EU Northern. I will keep this same. Okay, EU Northern only I will going to write. I'll click on the enter, and then here I will write AWS IAM list of users. Now once I click on this list of users, this JSON file is there. Means our we have successfully connected our IAM with our CLI command line interface. So now what we will do, now we have to create the VPC. We gave the full permission to create a VPC. We gave the full permission to create the computes. We gave the full permission to all the admin access we have been given in this compute. So now what you have to do here, I will be using this particular PDF here. So now first this you don't need to remember all of these commands. Just for knowing, I am teaching you guys all of these commands. There is no need to remind it. If you want to create this via terminal, just paste this command, and anyways I will going to upload this particular PDF in my description section. I will going to add this PDF, so you don't need to worry about it. We'll just paste on it, and once we paste on it, here we have to give double quotes. Once we give the double quotes, here I click on the enter. Now again it is telling that this particular no such file or directory it is there here. So now how to fix this error? So here we created this error. Here this AWS error this gaming means, yeah, AWS is successfully installed in our system. So now we will go to chat GPT and we will paste this, and we will ask what is the error, what is the error, and how to fix it, how to fix it. Because see, you all getting this errors, so that is why you have to know about all of these things. So now it is telling that you should write all of this in the a single line, but here what I did, I write it in the separate line. Here separate line I wrote. So that's why what I will do here, I will execute the re-execute the same command, and instead of this here I'll put one space and I will enter. And once I put space and enter, here you see that this particular thing has came. Means your VPC has been successfully created. So your first step of creating VPC is installed, because we often make these particular errors. So that's why we should know where we made the error. So from now onwards, what I will do, I will never paste this line in this next line. I won't going to paste. So now next in VPC, like if you want to add any name tag, or if you want to create any key pair value, you can use this particular command. But for now we don't require this command that much, as it is not that important to create tags in AWS. Now what are the tags here? If you go to here in AWS, if I go to my AWS console, here I use this VPC. If I click on the VPC here, let's say if we create the VPC, let's say create VPC. In create VPC, in below you see, right, this is the tag you assign to AWS resource, key and optional value. You can use tag to search and filter your resources, track your AWS cost. You can do these things, but we don't need this for now. So that's why what we will do, we will be ignoring this particular command. So now we have to check, right, whether this particular vCPUs are being created or not. So to verify whether this vCPU is created or not, for this we will write AWS EC2 describe VPCs. What is this mean? VPCs means VPC, virtual private clouds. We will be going to check. So we will check whether this particular thing is showing whether my VPC is installed or not. For that we will be using this command. So once I click on this enter, here you see that here, yes, VCP is there. This is the owner ID. This is the CIDR block. This is the state associated. So now here you observed one thing. Here we gave this particular ID as 16. Okay, CIDR block as 16. And here if you see here below, like this particular thing, here you got the CIDR block as 16. So what does this mean? Now here if you see this particular describe VCPs, here you observe that here first it is showing this 24 thing, then second it is showing 24 thing, then third it is showing the 16 thing. So you can ask like which one is the true, which one is the original loyal one. See, you see, it will go till down. All the VCPs that we created, it will go till down. See, here you see this particular 16 is there. So now what does this mean? Here in the last it is showing where this is the latest instance that we created for it. Now if you want to check whether the changes have replicated in this or not, we'll just refresh the page. So once you refresh the page, and if I go to my VCP section, if I click on your VCPs, here you can check that this particular 16 command has been created, and this is the ID that we are using now. This particular command ID, first ID. So this is how you can able to check whether your VCP is installed or not, is been there or not. So again, we will come back to the roots here. I will use this like this. Okay. So this are all the VCPUs that we created in this account, which include deleted one also. Now, second thing is you have to create this subnet. So for creating this subnet, your VPC ID plays a very important role. So just now we created the VCP, right? We created this VCPU. If I go up here and if I check down here, you see that here this VCP has been created, where this is the VCP ID. We will copy this particular VCP ID. We'll copy this VCP ID as it will be useful now. So now you have to create this subnet. So how you create this subnet, I will tell you. It is also very easy task, not that difficult subnet. Here I'll scroll this thing. Now you have to create the subnet. So for creating the subnet, what will you do? Here, let's here I will first write here. I'll write Control C here. I'll end this terminal. Now I want to create this subnet. So for creating subnet, what I'll do, I'll write AWS EC2 create subnet. Here I will write VPC ID, and then here I will going to paste this ID that we have selected, and then we will going to write CIDR block, and here I will specify this in quotes, as last time also we have done using this quotes only 24. And here I will, here you remember when we're discussing this creating subnets, we discussed about the availability zones. So here you have to specify the availability zones, LABILIT availability zone. Here what availability zone I will write, I will just write the original one, EU North one, EU North one I will going to write. Okay. And now if I click on enter here, what will happen in this particular north one happened? Sorry, it should be north one A, not north one. It should be availability zone. If I click enter now, what will happen? This particular subnet has been created, where this is the availability zone ID. All of the important information regarding the subnet is been done. So now if you want to create the tags, for again I am telling tags are not that important. If I go to my VCPUs, if I click on the subnets, if I go down, if I go and if I say create subnet, if I go down here, if I say, let's say if I select this D, let's say, here there is an option of new tag. So now we don't want to create the tags. So that's why we are not using this particular tags command for now. And now if you want to check what are the subnets that are present in your console, for this you just write AWS EC2 describe subnets. Now click on enter. Now you see all the subnets have been discovered here. Now see, if you go above and if you check the subnet ID, this particular subnet, if you check this particular, if I will just hold it out. Okay. Now if you go down here, if I check subnet ID here, if I go and check the subnet ID here, what is the starting 086, 086, 085 here, and here 0, see 086. So this is how, if you check this properly, you will understand how the subnet ID has been there here. So like this you can able to create what are the subnets that are present in your system. So now here I'll click on Control C because I don't want this for now, so I will clear off this thing. And now you understood how you created the subnets. So what subnet does, subnet divides your VCP into smaller networks segments for better organization and security. So in simple words, what it will do, I'll this is, yeah, this thing here, what does this will do, this will, let's say if this is the particular area house here, area of where houses where you stay, this is one of the house, this is one of the house, this is one of the house. So so these three are nothing but the networks, virtual private clouds. This is nothing but your subnet, means the area. Okay. Now what you have to do, now you have to let now the next step that we're going to study is how you can create the internal internet gateway. So where does this internal gateway helps? To help in connecting between private subnet and public subnet. Let's say if this is your uh, public subnet, ps means public subnet, and this is your, let's say your, sorry, public cloud, public vpc. PVPC means public VPC. If I go eraser here, if I write public VPC, let's say if this is public VPC, and here VPC means private VPC. Okay, VPC. So to connect between this particular this thing between this network and this network, it can be possible using the internal gateway. Okay, so now we will implement this internal gateway here. So for this, what you have to do, you have to write AWS EC2 create internet gateway. So once I click on this enter, what will happen? This internet gateway has been created with this particular ID. So now what you have to do, after creating the gateway, you have to attach it to the VPC, then only this gateway will work. So for this internet ID is plays a very important role. So what I will do here I will take my VS code here I will write some dummy, and here I will save some of the IDs because these IDs are very important. So now here I will go to my VPC first I will store my VPC ID because VPC is very important for you to know. So let's say here just now we created this ID, right, 161. So here we will be using this ID, and I will go to my VS code here. In this I will write my VPC ID is this one. Now my I will write subnet ID. We should, why we should write here, so that next time whenever we do it you won't face this particular error. Now again I have to reload it because I created this subnet just now. So this 0861, this subnet we created just now, this subnet we created just now. Now if you go here and if I go to VS code and I write subnet code, this will be your subnet ID. Now third one is what your internal gateway ID. So this is how you will copy this thing and you have to paste this internal gateway ID. Okay. So now what you have to do, now you have to here I will go back to my mail, my notes. Here you have to attach it to the VPC. So to attach it to the VPC, what you will do here, I will again minimize the screen and I will open my terminal back. And here if I go here, so what I will do here, I will write the code here. So I will write AWS EC2 attach internet gateway. Now after writing internet gateway, and here I will write ID. Now you have to paste this particular ID. So you will go this, you will copy this ID, you will press this thing, you will paste here, you will paste here. And once you paste here, then what you have to write, you have to use your VPC ID. And now here you have to paste this VPC, you have to take VPC, this is your VPC ID. Okay, this is, sorry, if I go here and this ID I have to paste here. If I go up here also, you will see this VPC ID, this 86 one that we created just now, it will be having some IDs. It will be having some IDs. So we will write VPC here and we will paste this ID. Okay, VPC and we'll paste this ID. So now what you will do, you after doing this, you just click the enter here. So once you click here, now there is one error here. What is the error here? We invalid choice of attach the internet gateway ID. So instead of writing internet gateway ID, here it is been given hint to you, like here you have to use only internet gateway, not ID. So we will just go up here and attach internet gateway we will write. Instead of ID we will write, we will remove the ID here and we'll press enter. Again it has given the error, like it is telling internet gateway ID. I this internet gateway is there. So to fix this error, what again I will do, I'll click on this particular thing. I'll go to my GPT again and I will fix this error. This is very useful. These errors you will often get. So internal gateway id it is not able to recollecting it. So that's why what you have to do, instead of passing it this, what it has done, internet gateway id igw, now you have to paste this particular id, and now you have to paste here, and once this you press enter here, now you see, now here this once you once this particular step has been done, it has executed and it has written none, means you have attached the internet gateway successfully on this particular VPC id. It has been established successfully. So this is how you can able to use the internet gateway. Okay, it links the gateway to your virtual private cloud. So we created this particular VPC. So for this thing, the internet gateway will be attached. Now next thing is you have to pass the CIDR blocks. What are the CIDR? CIDR is nothing but the, let's say if this is the particular area, you are giving the number to house. Like let's say this is first house, second house, you're giving number to house. So similarly for identification of separate network, we'll be using CIDR. See, it have, if when we say about 16 thing, you are having 65,536 IPs that I already discussed in first lecture of VPC. But if I say about 224, you are having only 256 IPs. In that 254 are useful, 254 are usable. So 28 means it is more smaller. It has having only 16 IPs we are having, and out of that only 14 are used. So how you can able to create the if you want to create this separate this CIDR, how you can do it? You will be using this command AWS EC2 associate associate VPC associate VPC CIDR block, and now here you will write VPC ID minus VPC ID. Now here you will paste this particular ID here. So I'll go back to my VS Code. I'll copy my ID from here and I'll go to my terminal again, and this browser where this particular thing is there. I'll paste this ID and here I will write CIDR block, and here you have to specify this particular block ID. So let's say here I am writing 10.1.0.0 it, now but it will throw me an error that this particular ID is already there, but it won't give, see this particular CIDR error is already been, sorry not error, this particular CIDR association has already been done because we kept this block ID as same. If I keep different block ID, it will throw me an error that already for this particular block ID is there. So it is nothing but classless intra-domain routing defines the IP network. Now fourth thing that comes to implementation is your this thing, a very important fourth thing, that is implementing of security groups. So to implement the security groups, there are you have to do two steps. First is you have to create the separate security group and you have to allow the SSH, then only you can able to text these things. You know, right, we created the security group and we also allowed allowed the SSH so that we can able to uh, do everything from the terminal. Now here also why I am able to do terminal, because in IAM policies we gave sorry, in security groups in the compute that we created, in that we gave the LOSSH. If I remove the LOSSH, it wouldn't have worked here. So that's why if I go here, so now what I will do here, I will write AWS EC2, we will create it as create security group, security group hyphen hyphen. Here let's say here I will write group name, because you have to specify the group name. So I will write what is the security, what is the group name that we formed just now. So here if I go to my security group is present inside your this thing, it is present IAM, it is present. So we'll go to the IAM, because we are going to this thing and we are going to this security. If I go to my user group here, if I go to this new group and if I go to my new user, if I go, and if I go to my security credentials, you will get these things like SSH thing. You can do these things of SSH and all. But here we are dealing with the compute, because here we are creating the compute, and in the compute we are going to do. So that's why what you will do here, I will write group, I will write the same group name, I'll write as group name. Then you have to specify the specification groups. So there are security groups. So let's say these are the security groups that I am going to specify. Like if I remove this particular thing, and if I copy this thing, and if I paste here, I will make sure I will text it in the same thing, so that it won't create the problem now. Hello SSH and HTTP version D. Here I will write this, and here instead here and now here I have to pass my VCP ID. If I go to my VS Code, again I will copy this, and I'll come back to terminal, and I will just paste here. So once I paste here, again the error has came. This description, like it should be double description, but I wrote the single description. So that's why this particular error has came. So now if I go here, and now first I will remove this hyphen, and I'll keep double hyphen, and now if I press enter, again it has given the error. But this error is different than above error, like AWS subcommand parameters. So again these errors will come, man, because we are programmers, we will face all of these particular errors. So that's why I am showing these errors, because you guys also might do these errors when you yourself do these implementation parts. And I know this is not that easy to do this task. This is, I'm seriously telling, these are not easy to do, as as the implementation of this is not easy, not easy to implement. Before itself I'm telling, I click enter here, again it has given the error. It has given the error that unknown options my security groups here. So what are the security groups? If I go to my if I go and if I paste here, first mistake in the how arguments are passed here. Okay, group name my security group, description this. If I go and if I take this command, if I paste here, and if I click enter now, now you see that this particular thing has been done successfully. This is the group ID, this is the security thing, RNN. So what I will do, I will take this and I will paste this in my VS Code, so that next time whenever we have to do this, we don't need to face any struggles. So here I again paste these things. So always whenever you execute these VPC commands or any commands in this, make sure that you keep these things in this separate thing, so that it won't uh, 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 create the problems. Now you have to create the SSH. Now to create this SSH, what you will do, I will just take the same thing. Now see this SGID as there. This SGID means the group ID that we created just now. So we will copy this particular code. We will paste here. We will paste this code. But here I will do some tricks here. Like here, let's say here I understood that okay, if I write here like this will work. Port 32 it will work. But here I have to pass my group ID. So what will be my group ID? Here I already wrote my group ID here. If I go to my VS Code, I know my group ID. So I'll copy this thing. I'll go to terminal. I'll paste here, and I will remove this particular thing. And now if I click enter here, that here again you got the error. So these errors you will get. These errors you will get here. So you will have to take this and same paste in the chat GPT and understand where these errors are happening. Because see, errors are coming because if errors doesn't come, then we will never learn anything. We will never learn anything. See here we found that this spelling mistake is mistake here. Okay, here we wrote security group ingress INGRESSECCRU authorize. Okay, but here we wrote it in string, but here we shouldn't have written in the string. So here that's why here I will write this thing, authorized security group index. Here we will write group ID, we will pass here. So sometimes we will get this kind of typo errors, so we have patience, as this is not that easy to code. from next we will do these things like after doing this we will focus on bucket and RDS, then we will focus on this we will fully focus on AWS AI practitioner. So if I click here now like this, see this particular security group has been created with group ID is this particular thing is this. Now I will keep this security group ID and I will paste it in my VS Code, or I will do this technique for all the times, so that every time if you need particular ID it should be with you. It should not like again I am searching in my console. That is not the correct approach. So that's why I am using this particular approach here. I'll again open the terminal. Now next thing is NAT. So in the next lecture we will going to implement NAT, VPC peering, and this direct connect does not supports the in AWS free account. This direct connect is not there with us. So this we will going to skip. Before itself I'm telling this we will going to skip because this is not in our free account. For premium account this is there, so that's why we're going to skip this, and we will implement the elastic IP management. So that's it guys, thank you guys. So please do like, share and subscribe guys, will be helpful for me and will give me motivation to make videos.